Hello everybody, this is Chef James here at the Oscar Event Center in Jungle Gyms. We are going to talk about Valentine's Day today and what Chef Creations can do for you during this time. We're going to unpack the box here in a second and go through it, and then we're going to do a demonstration on how to put it together and how easy it can be, but yet unique to your dinner and make it look like you pulled this off yourself. So in the box, you're going to get a full kit that's going to be divided up for you. In here we have the asparagus, we have our potatoes, and as you can see, everything's in oven-ready pans. This is our salad kit. We have our steak, our sous vide steak, and all the ingredients that you need to pull that off, and our lobster tail that is prepped for you and ready to go. We have our sauces, a little garnish to make it look like you're fancy and you know what you're doing. And we have our chocolate flourless cake and dessert kit. We also have some rolls and butter as well. So this is everything you will get to pull off a great Valentine's Day dinner. All right, so we have everything out and ready to go. I popped the lids off of all of our hot items. Now I'm gonna get our one of our cold items together so that when it's time to put it together, we're ready to go and it's an easy peasy assembly. So we're not gonna actually put it together yet, but it's gonna be there and ready to go. So when we're in this 2-minute window, we can bang it out and put it on the plate. So we have our salad kit. So inside of our salad is our baby greens. We have our shaved fennel. Fennel has a nice licorice kind of flavor. It's really going to complement this salad, and it's not overpowering. We have some walnuts, our house creamy balsamic dressing, salt and pepper, which this is enough salt and pepper for you to use throughout the whole meal if you wish, blue cheese, and we also have a Honeycrisp apple. And so what you need to pull this off is just a bowl and a pair of tongs and a plate and have that ready to go for when it's time. So we're just gonna set that aside right over here while we get our entrees ready to go. Okay, now to prepare our entree, we're gonna get some of our side dishes going. And as we do that, we got our potatoes and our asparagus. Now these are part cooked for you, so all you have to do is warm them up, put a little color on them if you like. So we have our oven at 350 degrees, and we're gonna take the lids off, and we're gonna put the potatoes in first, and this is with about 15 minutes to 20 minutes before you wanna eat. So we're gonna cook them for 15, but you could have some downtime to actual plating, so you can count it as 20 minutes before you wanna eat. So we're gonna put our potatoes in first, and then in 3 minutes later, to give it a 12-minute cooking time, we're gonna pop in our asparagus. So we're gonna go ahead and go in with our potatoes. And those take about 15 minutes, and while that is happening, before we put in our asparagus, we have our green peppercorn and bourbon sauce, or brandy sauce, and our compound butter, which is a lemon herb butter that's gonna go with the lobster. We're gonna wanna melt these and heat these up. So they're ready to go. All you gotta do is get them warm. You can choose to put them in a pot and heat them up on low, or put them in the microwave and just get them warm there. If you do them in the microwave, hit it like 30 seconds, give it a stir, hit it for another 30, give it a stir. That way you don't melt the plastic, you're really just getting the sauce hot. If you do too much heat at once, you could melt the plastic, but if you do slow intervals, you're good to go. Same with the butter, 15 seconds, let it, give it a stir, 15 more till it's melted. And you could do these now and just keep them in a warm place, or do them in a pot, keep them on low, and they're ready to go. All right, so it's been about 3 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and add our asparagus and let it heat up with the potatoes. In about 12 minutes, we'll be ready to go. Our sauces are heating up, our veggies are in the oven, and we're about to get our steak going. So it's time to cook our entree. We have our vegetables and potatoes in the oven warming up, and our sauces are heated and kept on warm. So we have about 7-8 minutes before our veggies are done. So now's a great time to put the lobster in, start our steak, and just put this whole meal together. So the lobster is in a pan ready to go. It's got some lemons in there. So we're gonna pull those out. And our oven right now is at 400 degrees. We are going to pop the lobster in for about a minute per ounce. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna bump that up just a minute, and this is on your directions, just because the pan's a little crowded, so we're gonna give it an extra minute to cook. And then we're gonna sear our steaks. And we actually have a skillet getting nice and warm, and as you can see, it's smoking just a little bit, and that's okay, because we wanna give this steak a nice sear. So we're gonna go ahead and pop in our lobster and get our steaks ready to go. So we're just making sure it's nice and hot. Now what we've done for you is we have a sous vide steak. So what that means is we cook this steak in a cryovac bag with thyme, garlic, and seasoning, and cooked it to a perfect medium rare right into a submerged water bath to perfection. So all you have to do is sear it, and you have this nice medium rare steak. So we have a little bit of olive oil, some thyme, garlic, and butter. And we're gonna keep this pan close because we're gonna put the steaks back in here so they have time to rest while we're putting everything else together. So we have our hot skillet. All right, everything's kind of close here, so we can go right in. We're gonna start with just a little bit of oil. So we just want enough to coat. This is more oil than you need. We just want enough to coat the pan, not enough to start a fire. All right, so just kind of push the pan around so that oil's everywhere. As you can see, we got a little bit of smoke there. That's good. And we're gonna just put this in. And that's what you want, that noise right off the bat, that nice sear. All right. You can just kind of press it in. Just like that. All right, as that's searing, we're gonna go ahead and get our salad into our bowl. And that way we have time, again, like I said about earlier, we have everything ready to go so that we can just assemble as fast as possible. Okay, we're gonna dice our apple. We're just gonna cut it around the core. This apple is more than you need for two, but it can be a snack. Okay. We're just gonna kind of cut it down just like that. So it's kind of a small dice. Just like that. Okay. So you have a nice bite-sized piece of apple. We'll just do a little bit more. This adds a nice sweetness to it, and our Honeycrisp apples down in the store are amazing. That's why I wanted to put them on here. And then we'll just keep that aside, ready to go. We're gonna flip our steak. We're gonna go ahead and turn our steaks. Look at that nice sear, it's nice. All right, get that over a little more even there. All right. All right, so we're gonna add our dressing. It's our creamy balsamic. If you fall in love with this dressing like most people do at weddings, it is available in our store. That's an amazing dressing. I think it took us almost 10 years to finally get it down in the store, but now that we have, it's became a fast-selling item. This is not a sales pitch. This is just to tell you this dressing is awesome. You will love it. So, all right, a little bit of salt and pepper. You can go as little as much as you like or leave it off, it's up to you. And you notice I just put a little dressing in because you can always add. It's extremely hard to take it away. Now we have our bowl. Just a little bit more. You can use a plate, you don't have to use a bowl. This is just what we have to make it look fancy and pretty. There you go. And there's a little bit extra in there, so you can have for later or just make it bigger. It's up to you. All right, we're gonna hit it with just a little bit of apple. So we add some walnuts. This is some more crunch. Gorgonzola. So that's a good element. It goes kind of against the sweetness of the apple. And then my personal favorite, the fennel. All right, just a little across the top there. Shave nice and thin for you, ready to go. And there's plenty here to add more if you like to make it. We wanted you to make this the way you like it, give you the option. And there is our salad, it's ready to go. And now we're gonna finish getting our dinner together. So our steaks have been searing nicely. We're gonna do a quick up on the sides a little bit. These are gonna be nowhere near as long. So as you see, I put that whole salad together while I seared on that one side. All right, just a quick sear on this side just to get a little bit of that gray off that happens when you sous vide it. And this will just help give it a nice color. All right, now as that's kind of happening, we're gonna go ahead and throw in our butter. And our thyme. And we're gonna throw that right on the butter and the garlic. And we're gonna let that melt in to each other, all right? So we got our butter and our thyme, garlic melted. We're gonna tilt the pan. And as that kind of continues to cook, we're gonna baste that. Just give it a couple on each. Notice I'm tilting the pan so that I'm not scraping. All right, if you don't feel comfortable coming this way, you can come back this way. All right, away from your body. But I turn that heat down just a tad, but just basting that steak. And now notice I'm not lifting it off the heat. It's still on the heat, so it's still cooking. Now, in our pan, we're gonna let that rest. It's very important we let the steak rest, so that way it doesn't bleed all over your plate. It just kind of hangs out while we get the rest of it together. So our steaks are resting nicely. We have all our sauces ready to go. Our garlic butter is in a nice ramekin for dipping. Our brandy green pepper sauce has been kept warm. We have our garnish here, our lemons. Our salad's ready to go. So let's assemble this guy. All right, so our potatoes, again, they were timed with our asparagus. And then again, timed with our lobster. Look at this. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So now we're gonna assemble our plate. So we have potatoes, and then our steak. Just to show you. Perfect. Medium rare. So I'm gonna put one piece down just to show you some options here. A little bit of sauce. The other piece kind of laid up against it like that, showing the perfect cook job you did all on your own. And then just a little more sauce, just like that. If you like it more done, you can pop it in the oven for a little bit if you like. There we go. And some asparagus. I'm kind of gonna just go with the asparagus right over here. Kind of go under the tail so you can't see that cut mark. So it looks nice and fluid there. And there we go, we got some microgreens. This is a micro Dijon. I think it adds a great complement to the brandy sauce, the green peppercorns, a little bit of spice. So I think you'll enjoy that. Feel free to leave it off if you like, but I wanted you to feel like a little chefy there with some microgreens. So here is our Valentine Chef Creations filet mignon and broiled lobster with herb roasted marble potatoes and roasted asparagus. We have a green peppercorn sauce and a nice salad with apples, walnuts, fennel, and our house creamy balsamic dressing. Enjoy. All right, it's grand finale time. We're gonna have a chocolate flowers cake with an espresso chantilly, AKA whipped cream, with some chocolate shavings, a strawberry coulis, fancy word for sauce, and a strawberry fan. So first we're gonna do, again, you can Picasso this any way you like. This is just gonna be for demo's sake, but I like to put the strawberry sauce down first. And I'm just gonna do a circle on this one, and let's just do a smear on this one, okay? simple. You can splatter it on there if you want. You can take a pastry brush and brush it on, even brush a heart if you like, something cool. So, our chocolate flourless cake. This is a great, rich, fudgy kind of cake. What's also cool about it is gluten-free, naturally, and it makes for a great dessert for everybody to eat, and it's got a nice chocolate flavor. So now we have our chantilly cream that has been flavored with a little bit of vanilla and espresso. All right. Just gonna go right across the top. I like to make this a touch soft, so if you like it a little bit more whipped, just put it in a bowl and it will literally take 3 or 4 turns of a whisk. But I like it to be a touch soft, more like a custard kind of sauce kind of feel for this. All right, and this one I'm just gonna come up top a little bit and let it kind of cascade over that side, just that one side. This one I'm gonna do a little chocolate shavings on the espresso and come down and hit it with our strawberry fan, just like right there. And this one I'm gonna hit on the fan first. And I'm trying to keep all the sauce to push on that one side. And then I'm gonna come over here and hit it with a little chocolate shavings this way. No way is wrong. That's the beauty of this. It's your day. All right, there is our chocolate flourless cake that complements our Chef Creations Valentine's Day dinner. I hope this video is helpful for you and you have a successful dinner, and that we made it as easy as possible with this video and the instructions. Thank you, and see you next time.